Yes, I am live. Getting things in order here. I'm going to do some intro music here for you all. Uh, I'm in the mood for. What am I in the mood for? Hmm. Yeah, I'm in the mood for this. Good morning, you all. Good morning indeed. I, of course, am MLH. Gonna vent a little bit to you all. Gonna vent just a little bit. What's up, Jen? What's up, Lady Victoria, Brenda Baldoff, Brandon, Sally Ann, Fuzzy? Thank you for being here. My lovely mod. Sin, welcome. This isn't gonna be what you think. I'm not gonna vent about the man bear pig this morning. It's something slightly more important. Actually, a lot more important. Phoenix Book Girl. Good morning to you, Anna. Good morning to you. Um, yeah, there's plenty more important things than to vent about the man bear pig. I'm not going to do that. I might comment on a thing or two. Definitely going to have a vent session with you guys. I hope you guys don't mind too much. Kim, welcome. I don't often get riled up and upset about some things, but I'm slightly upset, y'all. You're gonna have to bear with me as I take you back about a week to an event that happened that is very concerning to myself because it put me um, in a bit of peril. Um, Sorry, getting things in order here. I gotta take a real quick drink of my beverage. Gloria, welcome. Nice to have you guys all here. I appreciate you all being here for my little mini vent session here. If you guys remember, about a week ago, um, I was on a live, which I have since taken down because I was doxxed by an officer. Now, this is not Jason. Welcome. Nice to see you here, bud. Haven't seen you in a little bit, man. Um, Kim, nice to see you as well. Um, So this officer, I mean, I had just freshly got done with asking for some more documents at City Hall, which, I talk about this quite often when I say that I do behind the scenes stuff and I, um, am working on certain things. I really do work on certain things. Um, I've been called out for being lazy, the typical "you're a lazy Mexican, you don't do anything" type shit. All you do is rant about a certain man bear pig for 3 days a week, but nothing could be further from the truth. Um, you know, I mean, lately, I've been the topic of conversation with everybody lately. You got people complaining about me having dirt under my fingernails. Yeah, I heard that one. I can't help but hear what people say about me because people let me know. I've got good friends. What can I say? You all are my good friends. You all have my email address. You let me know what's going on, which is cool because, you know, I can't be everywhere all at once, but if you were to listen to the detractors, man, I'm everywhere. Club Brain Frog, good morning to you. Sassafras, nice to see you in here. Jackie, nice to see you as well. Um, I was threatened with deportation, which I've already covered. Um, which kind of hit home a little bit. I do have to take all threats seriously. Um, but this latest thing with this officer is a little disturbing. I can't help but feel that these officers are, matter of fact, I know these officers are watching my live streams. They're super interested in what I do. I wonder why that could be. Maybe it's because I'm uncovering an astounding amount of corruption that is demonstrably provable. But I'm gonna read to you all. Let me get to my email here. So let me set the story up. Danny, welcome. The audacity of some people, Brenda says. Yes, exactly. Um, I'm gonna get to it, guys. I know I'm kind of beating around the bush a little bit here. Letting people get on in, hearing what I have to say. Most people think I'm gonna be talking about the man bear pig. It's not the case. Um, I gotta get to this email though. It's rather concerning. But let me set up this email before um I gotta switch accounts here. Let me set up this email. So it was last week sometime. KDOT and I were filing some FOIA requests. Um, what's up, Brandon? Joseph, welcome. Nice to have you here. Let's give them some stuff to talk about. They're so damn bored. Just make shit up about yourself. Well, we're gonna talk, Jackie. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna give them something to talk about today. All the detractors, man, bear, pig included. Um, so KDOT and I were putting in FOIA requests. One of them was a salary request, I believe, of an officer. Another was, I believe, filing another complaint against an officer. I think KDOT had a complaint that he was putting in, or I did. I mean, there's so much to go over. We also had some specific information we were requesting um, on a different case, which I cannot talk about right now. I mean, it's always something with these guys, man. I mean, the Aurora PD cannot help themselves but be stupid. And today is another day. So I'm calling out the entire police department, specifically Sergeant Patricio or Patricio Sarant of the Internal Investigations Bureau. Um, okay, so KDOT and I were fresh off of requesting FOIA request, and before I went into City Hall, I noticed about a block down from City Hall, under a bridge, under a bridge. I agree, Sassafras, LAPD is pretty awful too. Um, but so I noticed that there were a couple of officers standing around like they're known to do. What's up, Joko? Nice to have you here. Um, Wasting tax dollars, which they're known to do, but this is the same police force that cries about being short-staffed, y'all. When half of the budget of the city goes to the police, they're short-staffed. Yeah, unbelievable. So when people say defund the police, it's not about getting rid of the police departments. In some cases, I think that should be the case. Look what happened in Camden, New Jersey. They got rid of the police department there, and they were happy. What's up, Cracky? Um, things didn't go to shit. There wasn't uh, you know, Michelle says this live stream is suspicious. Seems like you're really reaching for non-DOA content. I'm skeptical. I'm sure you are, Michelle. As a detractor and maybe a DOA simp, I'm sure you're just just thinking that I have nothing going on. Michelle, DOA, before DOA, Man Bear Pig, okay, before Man Bear Pig came on the scene, I was doing much more productive things with my life, right? Like exposing corruption of police departments here in the Denver metro area, which I will have way more on that coming very soon. All right. So yeah, be skeptical, Michelle. Be skeptical of my proven track record of exposing corruption and bullshit. All right. Be very skeptical because, oh yeah, you're only asking questions just like Man Bear Pig, Michelle. Don't be sorry. Ask all the questions. Michelle, I'm here for you. This is my vent session. So please ask all the questions that you want because this is your opportunity. I'm sure they're going to be scintillating questions. Ask me anything about Man Bear Pig and I'll let you know. All right. Lady Victoria, I don't know if I said thank you for being here, but thank you for being here. New name says protests in France went is going crazy today. Intense clashes. Maybe I'll check in on that. And what's it about? New name? Is it about corrupt officials? I'm guessing corrupt government officials that I firmly do here in good old Denver, Colorado. Chris, welcome. Nice to have you here. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Michelle, ask all the questions that you want. I'm here for you, right? I'm here for you. I don't know what's suspicious about this stream other than I've been doing non snotty, non man bear pig content for years, nay, decades before he came along, right? So yeah, I can survive and I will survive without Man Bear Pig, especially after your savior goes to prison, which he will. If not now, at some point, he will go to prison. Moses, welcome. Nice to have you here. Um, so anyways, let me continue with this page. Welcome. Nice to have you here. Um, that's a good point, Brandon. Rib Guy and Tanya. See, Michelle, you can say Rib Guy and Tanya in here. Can you do that in his chat? You know, Zippy, welcome. Nice to have you here. Yeah, exactly. I've been doing this for quite a few years. 5 to be exact. A little over, almost 5 on this channel. And 18, over 18 on my other channel. So, my track record is pristine. What's up, Beachcomber? Nice to have you here. So, let's continue with my story, my little vent session for you all. So, me being the person that I am, I have to inquire to see your views have increased since. No, that's not true, Michelle. That's not true at all. Matter of fact, Michelle, let's do this before we get on to what I really wanted to talk about you. Let's go ahead and do this, okay? Since Michelle is you know, wants to talk about Man Bear Pig. Your view? No, Michelle, my views have not increased. They've stayed about level, right? As a matter of fact, Man Bear Pig has harmed my channel, right? Oh, Michelle, you're very close. You're very close to singing the lyrics to a very famous song and being booted out of there. I'm not going to take too much more, Michelle. I'm not in the mood today. All right. Really not in the mood. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Hold on a second, Michelle. I'm going to show you the door, but I am going to talk a little bit about what you just talked about here. It's a sock account for sure. Let me just show you how much patience I have today, Michelle. Hold on one second here. I'm going to show you the door, Michelle, because I'm not in the mood. See, there's certain times when I will accept the trolling, and there's other times like today when I'm not in the mood. So, uh, yeah. See you later. Have a nice one. But let me finish my thought on the man bear pig and how, you know, uh yeah, stinky cat, 100%. I agree with you. Uh, exactly. Years, right? Years before uh, Man Bear Pig showed up on on the scene. 100%. Ah, Michelle. So let me finish my thought with you, right? And then I'm going to go on to bigger and better things, right? He cost me 800 subs. I was very close to getting a magic number of 7,000. Very, very close. And he cost me money too. Could I have sued? Probably. I had the goods, right? But it would, in the end, it wasn't worth it for me to sue. And now Man Bear Pig is putting um, privacy complaints on me, right? Privacy complaints. The lowliest thing that a YouTuber can do to another YouTuber, especially ones that are trying to make a living doing so, it's the lowest of the low, which I expected from the lowest of the low scumbag that Man Bear Pig is, right? Lowest of the low. Riddle, welcome. I'm in the middle of a couple of different vent sessions now, right? Man Bear Pig is the lowest form of scumbag, right? Lowest, lowest form of scumbag that YouTube has to offer. You know this that guy that's in or I believe South Korea right now. His name is what the hell is his name? It's Johnny Somali. Anybody familiar with Johnny Somali? We have a similar case here in the United States, and it's Man Bear Pig. Man Bear Pig is the Johnny Somali of the United States. You know what, Man Bear Pig? I hope you run. I hope you run. Run, 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 run. Run, Man Bear Pig, because it's the only chance of freedom that you're going to have. Whether it's now or later, and you fooling people into thinking that you're going to represent yourself through this trial, Man Bear Pig. It's not it's not a thing. Nobody believes, at least on this side, in my own echo chamber, right? The people that are actually know and have a half a brain at least know you aren't going to um, represent yourself. It's all a big time grift. We know who you are. Nobody on this side of this aisle is afraid of you, Man Bear Pig. See, that's what you did. You led by intimidation. Oh man. Yeah. Thanks, new name. More taxes on the rich. I'm okay with that. How about that? Rent freezes. I'm okay with that too. Scumbag, scumlords, right? Which I've covered on this channel before. See, those are the things that I do. I know, Jackie. They're gonna love me more after today. They're gonna love me more after today. Yep, she can't respond, Trico. I'm not in the mood. So if you push my buttons, then I'm gonna be in the mood to probably jettison you. I'm really not in the mood, right? I'm in a bad mood today, which very rarely happens. You guys know who I am. I'm very, very upset today. Okay. Uh, am I done with Man Bear Pig? Yeah, I think I'm done with Man Bear Pig. He's a scumbag, lowlife, piece of shit, right? Like this. And I can show this picture because, it's censored. Anyways, yeah, new name. Very apt comparison. Johnny Somali. If people aren't familiar uh, with uh, no, that look, Trico, everybody can be in a bad mood. And this is the first time I'm seeing you in my chat. Wonder why. Oh, here they come. One after another. No, I'm not obsessed, Chloe, because see, after the man bear pig goes to prison, whether it's now or later, I'm going to still continue to do what I do. I'm going to continue to do what I do, right? More important things like talking about scumbag cops, right? Scumbag cops who make everybody's life worse, right? Just like Man Bear Pig. What has Man Bear Pig done to make your life better, Chloe? Right? Yeah, just sit down, Chloe. Trico, Chloe, all the fucking trolls trying to rile me up. Hang in there. Because if you piss me off today, I'm personally going to jettison you out of this chat. Um, at least we can understand you when you speak. Exactly, Valerie. I don't have a. Oh no, Chloe. See, you don't pay attention. DT's coming back. Disaster piece coming back. Yeah, not canceled. See, you don't pay attention, Chloe. Oh man, Man Bear Pig is a piece of shit, and he's going to prison now or later. He's going to prison, and if anybody believes that Man Bear Pig is going to represent himself, ugh, they haven't been paying attention. All right, here we go. Let's go on to bigger and better things to vent about. Right? I already know Man Bear Pig's fate. He's going to prison. Like I said, now or later he's going to prison. Nobody said that, Beachcomber. See, this is the bullshit rumors. Bullshit rumors that get started. Watch, they're gonna run with that. MLH said that DT was canceled. Ha 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 ha. No, absolutely not. DT will be back. Whether it's a week, 2 weeks, they'll be back. We'll be back. Batty, welcome. Nice to have you here. All right, so let me quickly go over the Somali thing. Exactly, Stinky Cat. Johnny Somali is a public nuisance, right? I want you guys to just think in your mind about the similarities when I go through these. Okay, Johnny Somali has went in to different countries. Chris, welcome. Nice to have you here. Yeah, exactly, Tracy. The stars get a vacation. I don't know about stars, but maybe they all the rest like Flea and Nami and Dougie. You know. Yeah, exactly. it's on. It's just on hiatus right now. That's it. That's it. So, anyways, Johnny Somali, for those who don't know who he is another special piece of shit who all he does is cause problems in different countries, right? Disrespecting monuments, disrespecting the people, just causing havoc. Does this sound familiar? Any of this sound familiar? Similar? Was he the one that scammed all those women? No, not that I know of. I mean, obviously, you know, Johnny Somali is, does outlandish things for clicks and views and money. Most of all, money. Yeah, definitely not manic, Valerie. Can't even get the words out of his mouth without stuttering. How the hell can he defend himself? Yeah, it's not going to happen, Jackie. I mean, I think we all knew that, right? I think I mentioned it several times on DT and on the channel. He's not going to represent himself. What's up, Carol? Nice to have you here. So, Johnny Somali does all these outlandish things for clicks, views, and money, right? That sound familiar? Well, he ends up breaking the law. That also sound familiar? Friday, welcome. Nice to have you here. You all these things very similar to Man Bear Pig. So, you know, Man Bear Pig is facing some time just like Johnny Somali. Now, Johnny Somali's facing 30 years, which I think would be appropriate for Man Bear Pig. You know, beings that he almost caused someone to kill themselves, almost I mean, he's caused so much mental anguish on so many different people. I mean, Sassafras was in here earlier. Ham It Up, Rib Guy. Who else? So many different people that he's caused unmitigated and unfiltered pain and laughs about it, right? That's the difference between someone who has empathy and sympathy and someone who just can't see that they're doing anything wrong. His viewers only watch to see his downfall, New Name says. I think there's a lot of that. New Name? I do think there's a lot of that. There are some diehards that are willing to float him money anytime he needs it. Lindsay, welcome. Nice to have you here. Um, so there is that. The comparisons are there. Johnny Somali facing 30 years. Chumley, I believe, facing up to 20 years. Do I think he's going to get 20? No. I'll be happy with two, though. Two or more. Eric Rader's another one, Anna. Yep. Another one that he's caused just horrific emotional damage to. Emotional damage. Um, it's just a good thing that a lot of people that he tries that shit with have mental I mean, even like with myself, it was pretty devastating to see and hear what Ellie went through, you know, and the absolute demolition that he tried on Ellie and almost succeeded. You know, you don't just do those type of things and not expect some repercussions at some point in your life, man, bear, pig. But anyways, Johnny Somali's facing up to 30 years for various crimes that he committed in South Korea. Man Bear Pig is facing up to 20 for various crimes that he's committed in California. I'm hoping 6 years. I want at least two. Uh, Rib Guy. He said he wouldn't be shocked if he's using AI to write his defense because of the fact they're staying uh, that staying on the family name is like Chat GPT works wonders, doesn't it, Lady V? I mean, get on it, Chumley. Use that chat GPT and find out that you know uh, you still can't handle it. I hope he represents himself. That would be. Oh, Denver Jay's another one, Brandon. That's right. What a kind, beautiful soul Denver Jay was. A light in the darkness. I had an opportunity to meet Denver Jay several times. Denver Jay was a beautiful person, inside and out. It's why people were drawn to him. See, he was a rising superstar. rising superstar. And Man Bear Pig took that away. Took that away from all of us. Man Bear Pig took people like Denver J out of the equation. Denver J was a person, it is a person that deserved the adulation. Denver J was almost as good as it gets. Was he perfect? No, nobody's perfect. But he was a good friend and still is a good friend. I haven't talked to him in a bit. Is Jay ever coming? Probably not. CBF? Probably not because of Man Bear Pig. That's right, Fuzzy. Man Bear Pig is why we can't have nice things. Denver J was a beacon of hope and light in a sea of despair. He was doing the protesting the right way. Not that there's any wrong way except for the way the Man Bear Pig does things, you know. Yeah, and he's let him do his thing. Man Bear Pig is. What's up, Dougie? Nice to have you here. Feral Cheryl, nice to have you here as well. Really appreciate it. So Denver J was one of a kind. I hope he does come back at some point. I hope he continues to protest because he had such a gentle manner in which he did. I can't even claim that. I have a little more aggressive kind of, you know, way of handling my business. So let me just wrap up this Man Bear Pig shit, and then I'm going to get to the real reason why I have you all here. So, in summary, Man Bear Pig is a piece of shit. Is going to go to jail at some point, prison, hopefully for what Rib Guy thinks is 6 years. Hoping more. Hope they give it all to him because he deserves every bit of it. 10, 20 years. I'll celebrate 2 or more. Yeah, Lindsay, I'm sorry. They don't like loud women. I'm going to highlight that message here. I agree. I agree, Lindsay. Is there such a thing as a perfect survivor, Lindsay? You'll never be scolded for telling your story here, Lindsay. I can guarantee you that. So, my point being is that there's a lot of similarities between Johnny Somali and Man Bear Pig, and I mean a lot. And are we here to celebrate my birthday? It's not my birthday. We can. New name. Let's pretend. Oh man. Yeah, bad actor. King Charles. He says I was listening to him read off the document he's been working on the last week or so, and it was horrible. Sounded like the AI wrote it for him. Giant word salad he's cooked. He's gonna get a lawyer. King Charles. He doesn't have uh you know choice. Oh, did he, Carol? You should be so lucky. Man Bear Pig commenting. Anyways, so bad people tend to get away with a lot, but eventually the law will catch up with them or life will catch up to them. Have you noticed how his face has wrinkled in the past year or so, everybody? Have you noticed that? I'm much older than Chumley and I think I look better. At least face-wise. I don't have nearly the the roadmap on my face that he does. Oh yeah. Carol, you're always gonna have that. That's how you know you're doing the right thing. There are no perfect survivors. Trauma by definition makes us do things not normally in our nature. I agree, Paige. I agree. So let's get to why I really wanted to vent this morning and then I'll wrap things up. Um so going back to a stream I did about a week ago, which I've since taken down. Um Hate ages people. It does, CBF, for sure. Um yeah, 100% Paige. I agree with you. My intentions are never to harm anybody. Yeah, Beachcomber. He's just I don't know. He's beyond stupid. I don't know what you can't fix stupid is the same. Beachcomber, you know. I've had a real crappy day and this is cheering me up. Thank you, new name. I appreciate that. So real quickly, KDOT and I were at City Hall. We had put in our request and then we decided to go check out what was going on at this little shindig that these cops were having, standing around, pretty much doing nothing. So they were basically what they were doing is they were cleaning out a homeless encampment under a bridge. I love you too, Carol. Thank you. Um, I had no problem with that with the city cleaning up all the trash and stuff. I mean, these people have nowhere else to put their trash, you know. Um, what's up, Marth? Yeah, exactly, Marth. So I'm watching these workers and, do their work and the police officers just standing around doing nothing. I mean, I have no idea why they were there. No idea. No idea why these people were there. So these police officers, they had no reason to be. There was no harm being done to these workers who were contracted with the city to clean this mess up. Do you think the officers picked up a finger to help these people in their endeavors to clean the city? No, they don't. And they're paid, handsomely paid. So we're watching these two officers, and of course, they're feeling uneasy because we've got eyes on them. We've got cameras. We're dangerous, right? We've got cameras. You know, wouldn't want anything to be exposed here. So, two other officers end up showing up after they call backup, but the one officer uh, walked right in front of me off of the beaten path. I showed you guys the path lane that was there and did brush up against me. He did make physical contact with me, regardless of what the internal affairs bureau thinks, and proceeds to dox me and KDOT, our real names on stream. I can't tell you guys how dangerous that was to me, especially with recent events. People calling for ICE to be brought to my house, right? I take those threats very seriously. So coupled with that, now I got to worry about, you know, a certain person grabbing my name, therefore grabbing my address and my phone number and every fucking thing else out there, and coming to my house with ICE, which, by the way, is not going to work on one of the top activists in Denver, right? But still, can you imagine that? I'm having to deal with ICE at my house. You know, that officer just handed the keys to doing so to these nefarious people, and I was livid and upset, and I did make my thoughts known. Margaritas, yeah. Well, easy for you to say, Rib Guy. I wish I could. It would be a whole different story if I showed up at my house. Put my entire family in danger. This person also threatened to deport my mom and Bernie, of all people. Bernie was born in Omaha, Nebraska. And Bernie is whiter than white, just like my mother. My mother has blue eyes and white skin. So why is it my mom was born in Missouri, one of the whitest states in the whole nation. Off of them a Coors just to be safe. Oh, well, fuzzy, you know. So, yes, I did take that threat seriously. And when that officer doxed me on my live stream, I mean, I'm sure people can find out who I am anyways. It's not the point. Why make it easy for people, you know? And the culture is corrupt, Paige. And that's what I'm fighting against. I'm fighting to get bad cops off the street. And I've been fairly successful in doing so. It is doxing, oppressed logic. People know me by MLH, Mexican long hair. I'm not out there putting my real name out in public. Yeah, he did it twice, Anna. Once after I told him not to. Was that courteous and kind? I'm going to read you guys the email that I got. Mr. Blank, thank you for sharing your concerns with us. I reviewed your complaint about your contact with Officer McDonald on September 2nd, 2025. This included looking at the body worn camera video and related reports. The review showed that Officer McDonald remained professional and courteous, provided his information as required, and gave you a business card when asked. By the way, I don't think I'm the one that asked for the business card, but whatever. The claims of intimidation and doxing were not supported by the evidence. For these reasons, your complaint has been found unfounded. Unfounded. Yeah, that's the response that I got from the Aurora Internal Affairs. Because A, do I think that they looked at any body cam footage of anything? Of course not. And if they did, was it edited? What's up, Becky? Nice to have you here. Yeah, it was done on purpose to have people harass us. That's exactly right, Becky. I know how they do. What he did was not illegal, oppressed logic. Um, what he did was put me in danger, oppressed logic. That's what he did. And I'm not in the mood today, oppressed logic. Not in the mood. Be very, very careful. I most days I'll let you stay in there until you break the chat rules, but today I'm not in the mood. I'm a little pissed off today. Just a little bit. Can you prove his intent? 100% I can prove it. There was no reason, oppressed logic, for him to say my legal name on a stream at all, especially after I asked him not to. As a courtesy, he shouldn't have done it. Was it illegal? No, press logic. But you know what? There's plenty of illegal things I'm sure this officer has done. I don't know. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Yeah. And for all the Aurora police officers in my, which oppressed logic, you sound an awful lot like a police officer. Welcome to chat. Welcome to it. Get him on the illegal stuff. No, I'm going to get him on the moral stuff too, oppressed logic. You sound like an officer to me. Either that or you have a vested interest in the Aurora Police Department. Welcome back to Monster Squad, Dougie. Yeah, get him on the illegal stuff. How about I get him on the moral stuff? The morally reprehensible shit that these fuckers do on a day-to-day basis. And speaking of which, I'm working on a very special project. And when I'm done with this special project, everybody's going to know the value of what I do when it comes to corrupt police officers and corrupt public officials. Oh, Chris. Yeah, how would he like it if I found out he lived on, I don't know, Race Street in Denver, Colorado? How would he like that? 100%. What's up, HCO? I didn't say he could be charged with being immoral. How about just being a regular, good human being, oppressed logic? How about that? How about just doing the right fucking thing for a change, which these fucking officers seem to not do on a regular basis, like shoot somebody execution style, oppressed logic. Are you Officer Neely? Are you the one that pulled that trigger, oppressed logic, sitting in your fucking apartment in Aurora? I know where you live. Would you like it if I protested outside your house there, your apartment? Would you like that? Because I've been very tempted to do things like that. They rarely do the moral or right thing. That's the first correct thing you've said all your comments of press logic. They rarely do the moral or right thing. Rarely. That's got to change. Otherwise, the community ain't going to take it. There's only so much regular people can take before they do stuff that I don't want them to do. I don't want a full on war between the citizens and the police here in this country, but it seems like it's going that way. You know, if all you can do is sit there and take the oppressive bullshit that these motherfuckers do on a daily basis, a minute by minute basis, eventually people have no fucks to give, right? And I'm a pacifist. I don't even own a gun, but I respect the Second Amendment. Thin blue line, Rubik says. That's 100% correct. The thin blue line. So I'll be working on a special project. I said very soon. That may not be true. Um, I might have to take my time with this and prove to you, everyone, that we are dealing with a lot of corrupt cops, um, cops that never do the morally right thing. It's all good, Denise. Welcome. Nice to have you here. I really appreciate it. I know, Dougie. I don't know, not even one. The ones that have been scared into silence start talking about your experiences. So stuff like this doesn't happen or is hard to happen. I agree, Lindsay. Totally agree with you. Yeah, Paige, I know. Sheriff's Department is a gang in LA. The LA Sheriff's Department has been proven to be a gang. That thin blue line is the biggest gang in the entire United States. Every police officer is in that category. They're in a gang. Are all police officers corrupt and all this? No, can't say definitively, but the vast majority are. That's just with my eye test. Do people see what's not see what's happening? Once again, causing division. They tried it with color, they tried it with class. Now they're doing it again between citizens and Leos. Now the Leos are doing that, Becky. They do it all the time. When they dox people on a live stream and are told not to, and they still do it. That's what caused division for a very respected activist here in Aurora and Denver. They do it to me, they're going to do it to anybody. They don't give a fuck. You know what, Becky? They would love for me to have been in the position that Officer Neely put Rajon in. They would love to see me be killed on the streets of Denver. They would celebrate it. Cops do have a code of ethics. Ask them to quote it. The cops don't even know their oath, Beachcomber. There have been several times that KDOT has asked them to recite their oath, and they don't know it. Shit's got to stop, man. Buck stops with everybody. The buck stops with me. I'm not going to let this shit go. I won't stop until my last breath. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next year, 20 years from now, I'm not going to stop until every one of these corrupt motherfuckers is off the street. Yeah, he's a corrupt cop, Press Logic. I did ask him to address me by MLH, and he refused to do so. And you heard the response. You know, and then all I get from average citizens that aren't in the know, well, these are just a few bad apples. It's more than just a few bad apples. Rubik's, these cops don't have to go through any fucking law school. They go through a 6-month training and they're out on the street. You know, in Norway, guys, how they treat police officers, guys and gals in Norway? This is what they do. They have them get what's equivalent of a bachelor degree. So 4 years, right? 4 years of education, and then 2 years of on the job training. And then they're evaluated and see if they can actually mentally handle being out on the street. Hang on one second. I'm going to share something with you guys. I have to email it to myself. Bear with me. I'm going to show you something. This isn't here in Denver, but this is typical, right? Got to email myself. Bear with me, y'all. I know this is scintillating. Hold on. And send. Make sure I got it. There it is.
Get him.
Hold on. This is a good one.
Get him.
Hold on. This is in Massachusetts. I wonder what's going on with this cop. You guys tell me. Hold on a second. Let me share the screen with you. This is typical. And I've actually seen cops like similar to this. Actually, let me get a different link because I got same link but different so I can stretch out the screen a little bit more. Let me put it here.
Get him.
Oh. All right. Hold on a second here. Share this with you guys. This is a cop in Massachusetts. All right, Lynn, Massachusetts, to be exact.
Look at him.
So,
High as fuck.
I would say,
High as fucking on job.
like I told
Can I
you.
come and deal with shit?
No.
Look at that. High as fuck. He's got his hand on his gun there.
Like I told you, you're coming off a double and you got on a bad back.
That's
So
right.
relax.
Oh, wait. He just said he's coming off a double and he's got a bad back. Is he on some Percocets there, officer? Should he be having his hand on his gun like that?
Yep. Call your sergeant right now. Call your sergeant.
We're not gonna.
Call your
Yeah.
sergeant.
Oh, we're not gonna do that.
Call your sergeant. I want your sergeant here. I have my rights to call a sergeant here.
We're
So
gonna
call
call.
your sergeant right now.
All right, we're gonna call.
Call your sergeant. What's your name?
Officer Mason.
What's
Hey,
your
real
name?
quick, Officer
What's your name?
They
Protecting him. What's your name?
What's my name?
Yeah.
Officer Sapinski.
And what's your name? Probably don't even know. Can't even speak. Nope.
So,
No, this motherfucker's high.
Look,
at
check him out. High as fuck.
him.
No,
Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Gonna lose your job. Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Gonna lose his job. Gonna lose his job. The drug motherfucker coming to the. Get him.
Did you guys see that? This is what they get away with. You think this guy was fired? Most likely he was promoted. Right? I don't say that lightly. The chief tried to say that this guy was on a medical emergency. Just look at this motherfucker's eyes. Proof is right in front of you. Look at him.
Look at him.
Look at his
High
eyes.
as fuck.
How is this?
High as fucking on job.
Like I told
Gonna
you.
come and deal with shit.
No. Like I told you, coming off a double and you got a bad back.
And he's got a bad back. That's what causes those eyes to be dilated like that, and his eyes all fucked up. That's what it was there, officer. Nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. This is the type of shit. This is an extreme example, y'all. All right, I'm not going to say every officer's on drugs, but there's a good likelihood that a good chunk of them are. They have unfettered access to drugs.
That's
So
right.
relax.
Yep. Call your sergeant right now. Call your sergeant.
Oh, we're not going to call my sergeant. Why not, officer? It's in your policy to call your sergeant.
Call your sergeant.
Oh, we're not gonna do that.
There's the thin blue line.
Call your sergeant.
That guy right there is a big blue, thin blue line guy right here. I'm not going to call my sergeant because then that would force an inquiry into what's going on. I mean, he's only got a bad back, y'all. He's only got a
I
bad
want your
back.
sergeant here. I have my rights to call a sergeant here.
We're
So
gonna
call
call.
your sergeant right now.
The other guy at least had the sense to know to call the sergeant.
All right, we're gonna call.
Call your sergeant. What's your name?
Officer Mason.
What's
Hey,
your
real
name?
quick, Officer
What's your name?
They
Protecting him. What's your name?
Yeah, what's your name? Protecting him. I agree. This guy's doing a great job.
What's my name?
Yeah.
Officer Sapinski.
And what's your name? Probably don't even know.
He doesn't even know his own fucking name. Look at that. Look at his eyes, everybody. Right in front of, he's got his hand on his weapon right there. This is who we're putting out on the street. This fucking junkie.
Can't even speak. Nope.
So,
No, this motherfucker's high. Look at him.
No,
Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Gonna lose your job. Gonna lose your job, motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Gonna lose his job. Gonna lose his job.
Couldn't even stand up straight. Yeah, get him in that car. It's probably the best thing. You should put him in the back seat though, and put handcuffs on him for driving under the influence. Whether or not he had a bag back and he was on Percocets or whatever the fuck this guy was on. I mean, that gives you a clue that he knew. This officer knew this guy was on some form of fucking, Medicaid. Oh, but the chief said it was a medical emergency. Yeah, it's called get him some fucking Narcanam. He might be overdosing. Yeah. I could make that argument too, oppressed logic. I don't think every single one of them is bad. I've already said it on stream. 95% are corrupt pieces of shit that cover up for other officers like this. And if you cover up for that, that makes you bad. Or if you turn the other cheek, that also makes you bad. The 5% that are left over, the 5 to 10% that are left over, are brand spanking new, eyes wide open until they get corrupt themselves. And then there are those very few fine exceptions. I happen to know a couple that I think are good. Yeah, medical emergency equals overdose on the job, right? Oh, man. Yeah, take that gun away from that guy. He had his hand resting on his gun. Bad back got him a lot of oxycodone. That's right. How can there be any good? HCO says, I agree. So, this latest email that I got, I mean, if you guys didn't think that these guys were corrupt as fuck to begin with, that should tell you right there everything you need to know. A well-known activist in Denver gets doxxed by a cop. Asks the cop not to do it, does it still, puts me at great risk, especially when when the climate is that people want ICE to come to my house to deport me for some reason, even though I'm an American citizen. My dad's a naturalized citizen. My mom was born in Missouri. Bernie was born in Omaha, Nebraska, but Bernie should be deported too, right? If the non-high officer doesn't write him up, he's dirty as well. They're all dirty. The chief was dirty. The chief made an excuse, rib guy. Chief said it was a medical event, a medical emergency. Yeah, by medical emergency, you mean high as fuck. This is the type of shit that I deal with almost on a daily basis out here that you guys don't see. Officers that disrespect the public in general, don't give a fuck. It's us versus them, right? That's why I'm saying I've blown the lid off of their hiring processes here. I've blown the lid off of the training, and so has KDOT. We've worked very hard to get these guys straight. And some of these guys don't learn their fucking lesson. They're about ready to learn their lesson. When I unleash what I got on them, they're going to learn their lesson. This is not a physical threat. This is I'm rooting out the corruption threat. Aurora PD, Denver PD, you're next. Going to start with Aurora. Motherfuckers don't know who they're fucking with here. They don't know who they're messing with. I'm done dealing with this bullshit. I want action. I want action on this shit. I'm tired of piecing together one at a time things. I'm going to put together something that will be my legacy on this fucking platform. So for all the people that are wondering about Man Bear Pig in the grand scheme of things, he's going to prison. I got bigger and better things to do than to worry about the Man Bear Pig and all his stupid hijinks. Can't forget that American cops were born from slave catchers. The police force was made for that very purpose, Carol. You know the history just like I do. Nobody messes with MLH and the crew. I agree, Dougie. It's coming. Like on Tombstone. Hell is coming, Aurora PD. And you guys should know by now I'm not going to stop. The only thing that's going to stop me is a bullet. Are you going to send Officer Neely after me? You going to send the entire police force? Like you've tried to before, the entire SWAT team? See, I don't break the law. I'm not like Man Bear Pig. I don't need to break the law to bring attention to myself and to get shit changed. My words and actions speak for themselves. I have nothing to be ashamed of on my channel. Have I made mistakes? Yes. But I've corrected those mistakes and moved on because that's what a man does. A man can realize when he did wrong and apologize and clean up those mistakes. That's what a man does. I can hook you up with a journalist who needed protection from Leos. Yeah, Paige, go for it. I've had a few of those people. I've had police that have been afraid, and they have to be afraid. They're up against the biggest gang in the United States, the police force. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna start working on a project probably after lunch today, but it's gonna be a meticulous project that I think you all will understand that I mean business. I mean business here. I'm gonna make some noise. You guys ready for it? You guys and gals ready for it? I'm gonna make a lot of noise. A lot of noise. Might be to my detriment, but I'm gonna make a lot of noise. You guys have a great day. If you guys are suffering from your mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, or a counselor, but I do listen. Sometimes that helps. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Am I anybody's favorite out there? Am I? If you're not, there's also a hotline you could dial 988. You want to get um, some help right away. If you're not in North America, type in your browser of choice mental health help. Click on any of those options and you'll get the help that you need. You guys have a great day. Have fun and get ready for it because I'm on a fucking rampage and I ain't going to stop until I'm done. Somebody's going to have to take a bullet to me to get me to stop. I ain't stopping. You guys have a great one. See you guys on the next episode.